Yo, yo, what's going on? Let's do another watch list going into September 9th tomorrow. This is, however, a take two for me because I had audio issues on the first time go around. So, we'll start it off with I watched Sunday Scan over with Chris and Stan. They're doing a little sponsor thing over at IU, giving away some Traders for a Cause tickets. So I'll put a link down in the description if you want to check that out. If you're interested in going and just couldn't afford the ticket or need a little nudge to get you there. That was what got me there 3 years ago, 2022. That was what got me there when Nate gave me that little nudge and got me to go. And I haven't missed any years since, and I will be there again this year. So if you want to come say what's up, and check out their ticket. And other than that, we'll go into my watch list. So BOF, looking left, we had this big picture, higher lows trend, and it broke it in a fairly dramatic fashion here yesterday. Zooming in, where it completely plunged and retest lower highs, kind of rolling over action, fairly bearish for what you'd want to see from a breakout setup. And it retested this 360s level that I wanted to see build above, so there was no reason for an entry on something like this. Rejected off of 360s, plunged right through, and came back into prior resistance that's now becoming support. Each day along this run has been prior day's bars held as the previous day's lows, and on Friday was the first time it broke prior day's lows. So retest of 360s failed. 320 was that key level from day one, became resistance here in the afternoon, and now 260s prior resistance becoming support. If that thing rolls over, I'd like to take advantage of this little gap. I think it would be like a liquidity pocket here for a 260 fail for a retest of this 2 to 220 range. So I'd like to take advantage of that if this thing can give up trend. So I'll keep this one on watch as kind of a quiet fader. I think everybody is forgotten about this one, and anyone who's left, I think longs are bagged, so pops towards this 310s, and then a 260 confirm for a failed follow through setup. CNFR failed off the 185s looking left daily, but we've still got these wicks. Volume has completely disappeared, so shorts are still in there. They don't have an opportunity to cover. If this breaks below 130s, I'd take it off radar, but if it starts to build over 180s, I look for a big picture breakout on something like this. So keeping it on watch still. Wheeler was on watch going into Friday, just as a side radar. I didn't have any main plans for it, given that it was just a day one gapper. I wanted a daily chart pattern to set up, and now that this daily has gone from $1 up to 12 here in regular hours, it was up to 15 pre-market. But I think this was the last kind of hurrah. I think shorts got blown out there into close, and now you've got this, it's gapping down 1020s prior close. So as long as this thing's red and this trend is continuing to fail, so pops towards 9 as long as it stays red, I think this favors the short side for a pullback to the daily for EMA. B-Fly was my main watch on Thursday going into Friday for a first red day setup. As long as it was red, I think it favored lower prices. I was trailing this one. I had put a position on here in this consolidation, and I was trailing it with a prior 5-minute bar high. So I got stopped out here, only took 10 cents of it, and missed the other 10 cents. But it held prior day's consolidation, highs and lows. If this gives up 150, could get a second red day out of it. But no real plan here now that it's in this trading range of 170s to 150s. Need it to break out of that to see which direction I want to play at. No bias, let it pick a direction, push, pull, consolidate, and choose its direction. BLMZ, kind of a multi-day runner, given that it ran in after hours and then all day on Friday before almost round tripping into the close. So any sort of pops into this 2 to 230 range, I'd be interested in leaning to the short side. I think longs are underwater on this, and It's got an underwriter, a book runner that has a history of the China scams back in 2022. So if anybody got bias on it for a fundamental reason, and if anybody got bias on it for a technical reason, then they would have been fighting it all morning. So now that everybody's come in, I think I can pick up the pieces here on the backside. LASE hits scan here this evening, going from the 3s up to the 7s, hits that 100% threshold, has a good history of first red days. So I will be looking for it to break out of this channel. As long as this red, I think it favors a first red day, but shoves up into 650s, I'd lean for a short trade. And as long as it's red and builds below 560s, I'd look for a pullback for a first red day setup. I really like this going into tomorrow. Piton looking left. This 525 failed right off the daily. This one moved right here in midday off of a Roaring Kitty tweet where they posted a picture of Toy Story dropping a dog that made Chewie go down, and everybody chased GME and then started buying up the meme plays along with it, and this round tripped. So there's clearly some selling pressure even after that meme long mania. So looking left, this 540s right under 540s, 440s I mean. So looking left, let me fix this. There we go. Looking left, it failed off that big picture daily, but now it's still in this channel. So if this can build below 440s, I think you get a pullback, maybe a round trip on the daily, big picture wise. But I'd be interested in pops as long as 440s acts as a top. And then Lumen, I had this one on watch over here for a failed follow through setup. Then it retested prior bar's lows here from a few weeks ago in that 450 range. But 640 was the prior top key level. Looking left, maybe, there we go. Prior base that acted as a resistance over here. So 640s was that key level. As it's coming into it, I expect it to fail. But I set price alerts here for a 470s, 450s breakdown. But I'm just going to keep it on watch as it's coming back into 640s. See if it wants to break and build above it. But no real plans here until it breaks out of this channel of 640 to 450. And then I can form a bias on which way I want to join that trend. So just going to put this with price alerts and forget about it until it does something. So main watch is into tomorrow. I'd say BOF and BLMZ, sort of quiet faders on pops. And then CNFR, quiet watch for a big picture breakout. And then Wheeler, Lace, and probably Wheeler, Lace, and BLMZ, I'd say would be my top three. And then I'd put Piton and BOF as quiet faders. I think that would be how I'd do it. I'd have Wheeler, BLMZ, and Lace on my top three charts to keep that on watch for tomorrow. So yeah, check out the Traders for a Cause tickets that are being given away. Hope you guys are trading them well. And I'll see you guys in the room.